Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Greater Beckley Christian High School, where tonight we have a titanic matchup between two top 5 teams in Class Single A, as it is the 7-2, number 3 ranked Charleston Catholic Irish taking on the number 5 ranked 9-3 Greater Beckley Christian Crusaders. Hello, friends, and welcome with us here courtside. Chris Kidd here with you, with Cam Strobel on camera and Joe Mounts, our engineer for tonight's broadcast. And these two teams come in red hot this season, as Charleston Catholic, big wins over Huntington St. Joe 72-51 a couple weeks ago, and then the big one, the win over Willing Central, the number 1 ranked team in Class A at the time, beating them 75-64 just a little over a week ago. Then Charleston Catholic saw their win streak stopped with an 85-80 loss to AA Scott, but then rebounded on Friday night with a big blowout over the Buffalo Bison 81-51 for that 7-2 mark. Then on the other end for Greater Beckley Christian, just like Charleston Catholic, played a very difficult schedule this year. They started 1-2, but have won 4 in a row and 8 of their last 9. Their only loss in that stretch was to AAA Woodrow Wilson, 64-50. And in that stretch of games that they've won, they beat Tays Valley, Mount View, Trinity Christian, and then absolutely destroyed the defending Class A state champions yesterday here in the Martin Luther King Classic, 109-70, as they hit 11 threes against Webster County to give them their first loss against a single A team since the 2018 state tournament, when Webster County lost to Ravenswood in the quarterfinals. So a lot of people saying that these two could be the top 2 in Class Single A. Again, not quite there on the rankings yet, but we could see who could end up in one of those top spots heading towards next week. And this will be a big step also in tournament seeding should these two head to the Charleston Civic Center in a little less than 2 months. Well, we're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, it'll be time for the starting lineups to be announced, as you are awaiting Charleston Catholic and Greater Beckley Christian with us right here live on Video Productions.
Generations Physical Therapy has been the Tri-State's leader in physical therapy services for over 20 years. And now we have a convenient location right in the heart of the capital city of Charleston, just off I-64. With convenient parking and flexible hours, your access to physical therapy is second to none. Plus, Snap Fitness is also inside with 2 floors of gym equipment and sports enhancement training through A-Game Sports Performance. So whether you're needing hands-on physical therapy or looking to get results in our gym, our family's ready to help yours. Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness. Multiple services, multiple locations. Experience you can count on.
Make your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 and Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership, Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive. Just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
My car was totaled and I had just had it 8 months.
Every case is different and every case is important.
I just felt comfortable knowing they were taking care of stuff.
Our most important job is to take care of everything so you can focus on recovery.
They made me feel like I was special, like they were working just one-on-one with me.
Carol's case mattered. We like to take care of our own.
I did matter to them.
Call Farmer Klein and Cam, because around here,
you matter.
Call 346-5990.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
I can do that. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd here with you. Alongside me, Joe Mounds, as we've got Cam Strobel on camera here for tonight's broadcast as we are getting set for the opening prayer and the national anthem. So while that's taking place, we'll step aside for another quick break and be back with player introductions after this as you're watching Charleston Catholic against Greater Beckley here on Video Productions.
Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Make your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership. Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive, just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd and Joe Mounds here with you, with Cam Strobel on camera, as we are getting set for the player introductions between Charleston Catholic and Greater Beckley Christian. So let's listen in here live to the PA announcer.
Number 20, Thomas Blaze. Number 22, Zion Sudi. Number 24, Aiden Satterfield. Number 30, Jonathan McComas. Number 32, Marshall Powell. And number 50, Jared Will.
For what we saw last night was the light show here, and here we go with Greater Beckley Christian.
And now, your Beckley Crusaders, make some noise. Number 22, Isaiah Harrison. Number 20, Thad Jordan. Number 5, Cadence Smallwood. Number 2, Sean Hoskins. And number 1, Elijah Edwards.
Now we are set to go at Charleston Catholic, coached by Hunter Moles. Well, Greater Beckley Christian, coached by Brian Helton. Again, Greater Beckley was 18-7 last year. Were eliminated by Webster County 65-57 in the regional final on their way to that undefeated state championship. Charleston Catholic was 14-11, were eliminated in the regional final as well last year. Charleston Catholic's last state tournament appearance was 2015, while Greater Beckley has made the state tournament 4 of the last 7 years. As Greater Beckley averaging 68 points per game, Charleston Catholic averaging the same at 68 points per game, while Greater Beckley allowing 61 points per game. Charleston Catholic, very strong defensive team, allowing 53 points per game. As this will be a big-time matchup, as we said, for potential seeding even at states later this year. As we're glad you're with us here on Video Productions, as Greater Beckley Christian controls the tap, going right to left across your television and computer screen, with Charleston Catholic going left to right. As they go down low to Hairston early on, he goes to work on Ware, and already Isaiah Hairston getting on the low block. He dominated there yesterday with 26 points against Webster County in basically 3 quarters of play. So he averages 14.3 points per game. Now Sudduth into the center, trying to find a crease, puts up a tough floater, no good. Rebound loose underneath, taken by Marshall Pyle. Pyle gets it back out to Sudduth. Again, this is a quick and very intense defensive team for Charleston Catholic. As Blades can't find help, now gets it over to Satterfield. He is the catalyst for this Charleston Catholic team, is Satterfield. As Sudduth gets it over right side. And we got a whistle, and it'll be a turnover on Charleston Catholic, and that'll give it back over to Greater Beckley. So Greater Beckley showing off their defensive prowess here on the opening possession. It's 2-0. About 1 minute deep into the contest as Hoskins gets it on the left wing, dumps it down low to Hairston, gets free and blocked underneath. Great help defense that time by Sudduth. He'll bring it up the left side, trying to find an opening against Thad Jordan. Pull-up jumper in front of Hairston and count it for Sudduth, his first bucket, and we're all even at 2. And Sudduth had 21 points in the 81-51 win over Buffalo on Friday night to lead the way for Charleston Catholic. As Hoskins tried to go inside, tipped by Ware, now over to Thad Jordan, and he'll lay it up and in. Thad Jordan averaging 12.7 points per game as the 6'6 senior. He had 10 yesterday in the win over Webster County, as Greater Beckley had all 5 of their starters in double figures. Ware pounds it in against Hairston, puts up a tough shot, and Ware gets it to fall underneath. Garrett Ware, who we saw against Huntington St. Joe earlier this season, had several really impressive trick shots went in that game as they kick it out to Smallwood. His 3 rims in and out. Hairston with the rebound, fought for from behind by Sudduth, and we get a tie-up. Possession arrow goes over to Charleston Catholic, and they will converge on the ball quickly, will the Irish. Again, they are able to swarm and double and triple team out of nowhere. And right there, they were able to attack Hairston to get the tie-up. So a chance now for the Irish to take their first lead of the game. Again, number 3 against number 5 is Satterfield. Tough floater, rolls in and out, no good. Coach Moles wanted to foul but didn't get it. Now here comes Hoskins into the center. Kicks it over for Elijah Edwards, who really filled it up yesterday. He had 21 points in that win over Webster County, including 5 threes. But right there, turns it over as it's thrown into the crowd and back over to the Irish. And we saw a little bit of this against Huntington St. Joe. Charleston Catholic got out to a slow start against Huntington St. Joe, where they jumped out 7-0, and then the Irish just put the clamps down the rest of the game as Blades misses a good look from 3 from straight on. Now across the timeline comes Hairston. Stutter steps, gets all the way in on the left side, and Isaiah Hairston gets in for his 4th point. And the big man has got the handle. He's also got the driving ability, and he can finish from the inside and outside. So he is a big-time threat on the offensive end. It's Pyle at the top of the key, guarded by Jordan. Takes it in left side. Nice dish off to Ware, and Ware finishes on the right block for his 4th point. So we are all square at 6 apiece with 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Hairston, he'll step back for 3 off the mark that time. Rebounded, though, by Jordan. His floater off the front rim and rebounded by Pyle. Pyle at the center of the floor, trying to give Charleston Catholic their first lead. Had it poked away for a moment by Jordan. Now back over to Ware, back up top for Blades. 4:45 left in the first. Over to Sudduth. Sudduth, nice cut that time by Satterfield, and he's able to finish as he gets his first bucket of the game. He had 33 points in the win over Willing Central He's had several big games, had 29 against Sherman, which was a career high at the time. The Wheeling Central total overtook that. He also had 24 against Huntington St. Joe, so Satterfield's someone who can light it up in a hurry as well. 8-6 in favor of the Irish. Greater Beckley had a 33-point first quarter yesterday and a 31-point second quarter. They just put it all over Webster County, then had a 29-point third quarter. So their offense get going in a hurry, but they're going up against possibly the best defense in Class Single A here tonight. As Jordan drives left baseline, cut off, gets it back out to Edwards. 3:50 left in the first quarter. Edwards gives it back to Jordan. Jordan up top for Smallwood. Tries to go down low, able to find Hairston on the left side. He's trying to bang his way in against Ware. Gets it underneath, but throws it away as he tried to get Jordan. But the pass goes between his legs. And now we'll get our first substitution of the game as Mark Spiegel, the 6'4 senior, will check in. Here you see on our instant replay again, Marshall Pyle out front. Great take on the left side, able to get by Jordan, and then Hairston came over to try and help. But a nice feed over to Garrett Ware. Again, this is a very fundamental, good passing team in Charleston Catholic. So now you've got Sudduth, dribbles over to his left, back to the center, cut off. Nice defense by Smallwood. Gets it over for Blades. 8-6, Charleston Catholic leads it. 3:18 to go in the first. Dribbling in, Blades gets it over left side for Satterfield. Tough fadeaway jumper from the left corner. No good, long rebound. Edwards chases it, somehow able to save it inbounds. He'll dribble in, cut off, and Sudduth will be called for the blocking foul. And that'll be the first foul of the game. So nearly 5 minutes into the game, and that's our first whistle of the contest. Now another substitution coming in for Charleston Catholic. It'll be Ferris Murad, the 5'11 sophomore, as Blades will go get a breather. Ware also checked out whenever Spiegel checked in. As Hoskins almost lost the dribble, but able to get it back over to Edwards. Edwards not able to get a shot up yet after he torched the nets yesterday against Webster County. Now Smallwood dribbles over into the right corner, cut off, out to Jordan. He looked like he had a three-on line, but just a little long. He won the three-point shootout here yesterday in the Martin Luther King Classic. And that time had a good look, but just a little bit too strong. Now up top, Murad trying to get towards the left corner. He's cut off, gives it back to Pyle. Pyle, double team, gets it back out. Now here's Murad over to Sudduth. 2:25 to go here in the first quarter. Gets it back over to Murad. Nice cut inside and a foul underneath as Hoskins just wrapped around and grabbed him by the waist. Sudduth looked like maybe he was trying to signal that it should have been an intentional foul, but not going to get that, as now you get Christian Krunich. As he'll check in for Hairston. And that's one of the big advantages that Greater Beckley has in this contest. Both teams are deep, but you go from 6'4 Isaiah Hairston to then off your bench a 6'8 junior in Krunich. So it's a big size advantage for Greater Beckley. As fade away from Sudduth, no good, rebounded underneath by Hoskins. Even Trinity Christian said that they felt like Greater Beckley was the biggest team in the state, whether it was AAA, AA, or single A, as that pass was deflected out of bounds, but they're going to say last touch by Greater Beckley. So they'll give it back over to Charleston Catholic with an 8-6 lead with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. As Sudduth brings it over to the right. Backdoor pass, able to find Sudduth, or Satterfield rather, but he's rejected. Up the floor comes Edwards. He had it stripped away, saved out front, but to Hoskins underneath the Krunich. Spins inside, left-hand shot off the mark, gets it back, goes with the right hand, can't finish with either. Rebounded by Pyle, and he's fouled underneath. So a frantic sequence right there, but Greater Beckley coming up empty despite a couple of good looks. So let's see who they get the foul on this time, and that's a big one. That's going to go against Hoskins. That's number 2 on the 6'2 senior. As you see here on our instant replay, a great pass there by Sudduth to Satterfield, and then a tremendous block underneath. Just good offense and good defense all at the same time. And Charleston Catholic can kill you with back cuts. They are, just as I mentioned earlier this quarter, just a tremendous passing ball club. Sudduth gets it up ahead for Satterfield, gets to the top of the key, picked up, now gives it over to Murad. Murad gets to the free throw line, kicks it outside, 3 on the way for Pyle. He banks it in, bang, bang for Marshall Pyle as he gets his first bucket of the game. He had 21 against Wheeling Central. Don't know if Pyle meant to bank it in, but it found its way through anyhow. The old Scottie Pippen call bank anyway. So Charleston Catholic able to open up now a 5-point lead. And now it looks like they're going to get a shooting foul on this end, as it'll be Smallwood at the charity stripe. Smallwood, the 5'11 sophomore, averaging 8.5 points per game on the season. He had 21 yesterday in the win over Webster County, but misses on the first attempt. They're going to get that foul on Murad. That'll be the first against him, both teams with 2 team fouls. Smallwood's second free throw up and good, cuts the deficit to 4. As we talked about, this defense for Charleston Catholic just so smothering. And Greater Beckley's really struggled on this end in the last couple of minutes, as Sudduth had a good take but couldn't finish. Now Greater Beckley trying to run here. Charleston Catholic back quickly. Edwards stops, pops a 3, top of the key, no good. Strong rebound underneath, comes away to Spiegel. Sudduth will bring it up with 52 seconds left in the first, and that's something that Greater Beckley's going to have to definitely do tonight off of any misses. Get it out and get into transition as quick as possible. Tough fade away for Satterfield, no good. As Jordan jumped too soon, and it's saved by Spiegel. Goes back to Sudduth. He's stripped on the inside. Now here comes Edwards racing up the floor. Over to Hairston, drives in right side. Rejected by Pyle as he came in. What defense on both ends that time, as Murad back up ahead to Satterfield. 25 seconds left in the quarter. Into the corner. Sudduth, good look for 3. No good off the back rim. Rebound tipped up and taken away underneath by Smallwood as he'll race into the open court. His pass tipped by Sudduth and back to Satterfield. Here he comes with 14 seconds. His pass knocked away, but Sudduth corrals it. Now loose underneath. Satterfield fighting for it. Edwards goes down for it, and we get a tie-up. Possession arrow goes to Greater Beckley. What a sequence on both ends, especially with the defense being played by both ball clubs right now. We've seen good offense being set up, but the defense has just been outstanding. And now it's going to create a 30-second timeout here by Coach Brian Helton, as you see the hustle by Elijah Edwards to get back and get that tie-up and give Greater Beckley a chance here to close out the first quarter as they trail it 11-7. And this game right now living up to what we hoped it would be here from Greater Beckley Christian High School. But now Greater Beckley's going to have to try and find that magic touch they had yesterday from the field. As we said, they scored 109 points against Webster County, but a different animal here today with this Charleston Catholic ball club. And that's a Charleston Catholic club. You got seniors and juniors in the starting lineup across the board, so this is a very experienced club for Hunter Moles. And even for Greater Beckley, they've got 4 seniors and a sophomore in the lineup. Now final 8 seconds of the first quarter. Jordan across midcourt with 4 seconds. Down to 3, Sudduth on him. Gets it over to Edwards with 1 second and heaves it up at the horn, no good. And that will end the first quarter of play with Charleston Catholic leading Greater Beckley 11-7. We'll be back after this as you are watching Charleston Catholic and Greater Beckley with us right here live on Video Productions.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
Make your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership. Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive, just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
Start of quarter number 2 here from Greater Beckley High School. Chris Kidd here with you with Joe Mounts, our engineer, and up in the catbird seat there at the top of the gymnasium. We've got Cam Strobel on camera here tonight, here for this matchup between number 3 Charleston Catholic at 7-2 on the season and number 5 Greater Beckley Christian at 9-3 on the season. And Williamstown ranked number 1 in Class Single A, undefeated right now. Even though Charleston Catholic defeated Willing Central just over a week and a half ago, Willing Central still holding down that number 2 spot. As it'll be Anthony Minardi on the point here for the Irish. Good look underneath. Pyle takes it away. Can't finish on the layup, but fouled underneath as him and Murad both got their hands on the ball. But Pyle was able to get control, and he'll get a chance to shoot 2 free throws as they're going to get the foul that time on Isaiah Harrison. That'll be his first. As you see it here on our instant replay, just again another great find by this Charleston Catholic offense as they get the defense to collapse with their penetrating guards and able to find the open man on the low block as Pyle hits the first. And the 6'3 senior, as we said, had that big game against Willing Central. That goes 1 of 2 on the free throws, and it's 5-point lead now for the Irish here early in the second quarter. Smallwood across the timeline. Took it over to his right, now over to the left side for Jordan. Dumps it down for Krunic. Krunic backing in on Spiegel. Pump fakes goes up, and he's fouled. That'll send him to the free throw line, and there they use their size to their advantage as they saw that they had a big size advantage against Spiegel on the inside. You got 6'8", bodying up that time against 6'4 Spiegel while he's big in his own right. And Krunic just towers over everyone out here on the floor. As his first free throw off the back iron, no good. Krunic averages 4.6 points per game. Had 3 yesterday in the win over Webster County. And second free throw solid as it cuts the lead back down to 4. And he's a player that once he learns how to use both hands around the rim, he's going to be extremely difficult as he's improved as the season's gone along. As Murad shot rejected by Jordan, as he got a piece of it taken down by Harrison. Harrison, top of the key. Takes the drive in, now gives it off to Jordan. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line, off the iron, no good. Krunic fights the rebound, but ripped away by Minardi. He's in trouble now, but finds Sutta. Greater Beckley, you can sense up ahead now. Good look again, but missing on the layup is Murad, taken away by Jordan. But you can see that even when our Greater Beckley gets good looks, it feels a little bit forced or a little bit quicker on the shot attempts. As they get it over to Jordan now. Drives in left side. Good angle by Jordan, able to get all the way to the basket, and he lays it in for his 4th point. Now it is 12-10 in favor of Charleston Catholic as Minardi drives in, rejected by Jordan, and Minardi had to duck out of the way to make sure that that didn't go out of bounds off of him. As you're going to see Blades, Ware, as well as Satterfield all check back in as we get a look here on our instant replay. Again, Minardi able to penetrate in, but just did not have the size to be able to get that up and over Thad Jordan. As Blades off the bench for 3, no good off the back rim. Long rebound tipped out, taken by Minardi, gets it over left side, trying to find some help. Now gets it back out to Blades. He'll go for 3 again and make it rain, Mr. Blades, as he hits a 3, and it is now a 15-10 lead for Charleston Catholic here in the second quarter. Now out to Jordan. Can he answer back? Yes, he does, as he connects from the outside. Now the offense is starting to flow here early in the second quarter as Jordan with 7 points. 15-13 in favor of Charleston Catholic. Gets it over to Minardi, now to Ware. Ware on the right elbow, over to Satterfield, steps back, goes for 3, no good off the side of the rim, and rebounded by Krunic. So Greater Beckley, despite treading water a little bit here in the first quarter, a chance to tie or take the lead on this trip. Out front, Smallwood lost his footing, and a travel call will go against Greater Beckley. That'll give it back to the Irish, leading it by 2. As it's felt like Charleston Catholic has had control of this game thus far, and mainly because they have, but they haven't been able to increase this lead. And as we talked about with this Greater Beckley offense, they can explode and explode for a lot in a hurry. So that is still the big matchup we're looking at tonight. Greater Beckley's offense against Charleston Catholic's defense, and thus far the Irish have had the slight advantage. They go down low, nice cut to Blades as he's fouled on the way in. As Ezra Drumheller commits the foul. He just got lost on a pick that time and couldn't catch back up and ended up reaching in and fouling Blades. Blades, a 6-foot senior. Chance to put this back to a 2-possession lead with 5:23 to go in the second quarter. His first free throw rims in and out, no good. Charleston Catholic 1 of 3 here from the line in the early going. Greater Beckley 2 of 4. Second free throw, no good off the front iron as well. Rebounded by Krunic underneath. 4 team fouls against Greater Beckley, 3 against Charleston Catholic as Edwards puts up a floater, and there's his first 2 of the game, and we're all even at 15 apiece. Again, hit 5 threes yesterday in the win over Webster County and had 21 points in just 3 quarters of play. He actually had all 21 of those points in the first half yesterday. Sutter drives in, kicks it out, and Satterfield's going to be called for a double dribble. And Charleston Catholic didn't know if he had established possession on that first dribble or not, but the referees felt that he had. So it'll give it back over to Greater Beckley with a chance to take the lead. It was a 12-7 lead early in this quarter. Now they get it over to Drumheller, down low to Krunic. He'll back in on Spiegel, tried to fit it in over near side. And it's knocked away by Ware, right towards us. We always manage to get in on the action, don't we, Joe? As you see here in our instant replay, the kick out, and there it is again. Tight call right there, but the official felt like he had established his dribble on that first try. And now Krunic dumps it off for Harrison, and a charge call, and a big call there as Garrett Ware stands in and gets the second foul on Isaiah Harrison. And then if there is one setback for Harrison on the floor, it is that he does find himself in foul trouble often. Again, we've done 3 of their games this year, and each time he's gotten himself into foul trouble in the first half. But right now, Coach Helton going to stick with his big man down low as he's got Krunic and Harrison on the floor. 15 all. Satterfield looks to give him the lead back, but it rattles in and out, no good. Rebounded by Harrison. It's a chance for Greater Beckley again to retake the lead. Harrison gets it out for Jordan. Over for Edwards as he looks back to the bench. Again, a couple substitutions ready to come in at the next whistle for Greater Beckley. Edwards still dribbling around, gives it off to Jordan on the right side. Now on the right block for Krunic. Double team there, finds Jordan, or Harrison rather. Pump fake, count it, and the foul for Isaiah Harrison. Great pump fake there by the big man to get the defender in the air and able to have the soft touch to put it in after the contact. So we see it here on our instant replay, and a great look by Krunic on the low block that time. Spun to the baseline, was able to fit that pass into Harrison, and able to draw the foul on Aiden Satterfield. That'll be his first, and Satterfield will go to the bench here, as will Jordan for Greater Beckley Christian. Harrison with 6 points. Unable to convert on the free throw, tipped up by Krunic though, and into the hands of Harrison. Over to Edwards, big 3 if it goes, in and out, no good. There's Krunic, able to get the rebound back, can't finish but fouled at the rim. And right there you see the adjustment by Coach Brian Helton in order to try and get second opportunities, limit Charleston Catholic to 1 shot and done on the other end with this big lineup he's put in. As you see it again here on our instant replay, Edwards with the deep 3. Able to get the rebound was Krunic, and wasn't over the back. Again, Krunic just standing straight up, able to snag that ball. As he'll have 2 free throws, and the big man sinks the first. So Greater Beckley now with a 3-point lead after Charleston Catholic, led by as much as 6 in the first quarter. Second free throw short and rebounded by Pyle. Now Pyle will race up the floor quickly, gets it in the corner. Ware, deep 2-pointer, over the rim, no good. Rebounded by Smallwood. Up head to Harrison. He's got to be careful here. Gets in and stripped away by Sudduth. How'd he get his hands on it? And Ware unable to find Pyle until the last second, and Ware wasn't able to keep his pivot foot down, and that'll give it back over to Greater Beckley. But wow, what a strip by Sudduth. Again, he is so good on the defensive end. We saw him earlier this year, just a terrific defensive effort against Huntington St. Joe. Had a bad cut on the back of his ear that took him out of the rest of that game. But, again, this kid is just the real deal on the defensive end. That you got the runaway freight train that Harrison is on that side. And the only way he knew he could get him was to strip him on the way in, and somehow was able to. Now they go down low to Harrison. Double team, then a travel on Harrison. So back-to-back travels gives it back over to the Irish, with Greater Beckley leading at 18-15 as Coach Brian Helton didn't agree with the call. But now Charleston Catholic's got to try and find some offense of their own after Greater Beckley kind of stalled in the first quarter. Now it's been Charleston Catholic stalling. They've only had one field goal thus far here in the first 5 minutes of the second quarter and 4 points in all. They go down low to Sudduth. He tries to pound his way in, and a whistle and a foul on the floor. And Coach Moles wanted that on the shot. He felt like it was a similar call as what happened on the other end, but not going to get it. As they're going to get that foul on Edwards. That'll be his first. Team foul number 6 against Greater Beckley, 5 against Charleston Catholic. Blades hounded by Smallwood on the left wing, gets it to Ware in the left corner. Ware ball fakes, now picks up his dribble over to Sudduth. So he'll set up the offense. Being picked up by Edwards, and Edwards cuts off any driving lanes. Now the Greater Beckley bench applauding, trying to implore their defense to get a stop as Pyle drives in on Krunich. Got the contact, but no whistle as it's taken away by Hairston. Hairston gives it back out to Smallwood, 2:35 left in the first half. He'll kick it over to Hoskins, now into the middle for Krunich. Drives in, nice strip by Pyle that time, able to get it away. But his pass intercepted by Smallwood. Into the left corner, Hoskins puts up the left-handed floater, no good. Krunich there again, and a tie-up again. What tremendous defense by Zion Sudduth. Able to just have such a knack for the basketball in order to get his hands on it and not foul. But it will stay with the Crusaders with 2:19 to go here in the first half. It's Greater Beckley trying to build on this 3-point lead. They go into Krunich, back into the corner. Good look for Edwards. Big three for Elijah Edwards. His first triple of the game, and it's a 6-point lead. Charleston Catholic attacks quickly on the other end, and Aiden Satterfield with his 4th point. Great job that time by the Irish, recognizing Greater Beckley wasn't back, and Satterfield made him pay. Now 21-17 in favor of Greater Beckley. 1:55 to go here in the first half. Down low they go to Hairston. Pyle comes over, dumps it off to Krunich. He can't finish, gets it back, and Krunich puts it up and in. So the big man with his first field goal, he's got 4 for the game. Back to a 6-point lead. Sudduth drives in, can't get the call against Hairston as he gets the rejection. Now here comes Hoskins into the front court, drives in on Pyle, can't finish, and Pyle able to get the rebound. Good job by him avoiding the contact, but now he's stripped from behind, put up by Smallwood, and he scores, and that draws a timeout by Coach Hunter Moles with 1:27 to go here in the first half, as he is not happy with a call on this end, but it'll be a full timeout, so we'll step aside as well. Back after this, as you are watching Charleston Catholic versus Greater Beckley Christian right here on Video Productions.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Back here at Greater Beckley Christian High School, Chris Kidd here with you, as it has been all Greater Beckley here in the second quarter as they have outscored Charleston Catholic 18-6. After Charleston Catholic took an 11-7 lead after the first quarter, as it seemed like Charleston Catholic had the upper hand on the defensive end early on, but now it's been Greater Beckley's defense that stood up and the offense is awoken. Can Charleston Catholic close the half on a little bit of a spurt here? Sudduth gets into the paint, drives in, rejected by Krunich. Up ahead for Hairston. He drives in on the right side, cut off able to find Krunich back into the corner for Smallwood. He'll drive in, kicks it to Hoskins off his hands, being fought for underneath. Tear it out by Blades, but Hoskins and he crash to the ground, and they're going to get the foul on Hoskins with 58.6 seconds left here in the first half. And it didn't look like there was a tie up there on either side. I know the Greater Beckley bench wasn't happy on that call, but they're going to get Hoskins for his third because he came over the top there at the end, and right there you see it plowed into Blades, and neither one of them had control of the ball. So it was a call that kind of had to be made in that instance. And again, Hoskins was just trying to get after the loose ball. There's nothing intentional there on that hit. But that's a huge call because that's number 3 on Sean Hoskins. He's a big presence on the defensive end, so he'll have to go to the bench again. Greater Beckley's been living and dying with Hairston on the floor, even with 2 fouls. But finally Hoskins picks up his third, and now there's a miss by Blades. He's 0 for 3 from the charity stripe. Up ahead to Jordan. It's Greater Beckley trying to push this to a double-digit lead before halftime. Again, they lead the number 3 team in Class Single A by 8. Greater Beckley coming in at number 5. This after Charleston Catholic beat the number 1 team, Willing Central, just less than 2 weeks ago. Hairston, a trio of moves, count it, and the foul for Isaiah Hairston. Oh, he showed off all the moves and the footwork that time on the low block and was able to draw the foul and a chance for an N1. He's got 8 points here in the first half. We'll take a look at it here on our Video Productions Instant Replay. Again, just going to work there on the low block and able to get the contact and the foul from Garrett Ware, and he finishes the 3-point play. He's got 9 points, and the lead has swelled to 11. A 21-6 run here in the second quarter for Greater Beckley as the bench is up now. 25 seconds left here in the first half. Now the crowd in the cheering section up on the near side. Stolen by Krunich with 19 seconds. The big man into the front court over to Edwards, and now Greater Beckley will pull it out and try and hold for one here, presumably. Down to 10 seconds. Edwards had a step for a moment, but gives it off to Jordan with 6 seconds. Down to 4. Jordan's going to have to go here with 3, trying to get some separation, but set up with a steal. He'll heave from half court off the top of the backboard, and that will do it for the first 16 minutes of play, as Charleston Catholic controlled the pace in the first quarter, but the second quarter was all Greater Beckley, outscoring Charleston Catholic 21-6 here in the second 8 minutes. Well, we'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll break down the first half as well as scores and updates from some other games around the state, as you are watching Greater Beckley and Charleston Catholic basketball right here live on Video Productions.
Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Make your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership. Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive, just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
Generations Physical Therapy has been the Tri-State's leader in physical therapy services for over 20 years. And now we have a convenient location right in the heart of the capital city of Charleston, just off I-64. With convenient parking and flexible hours, your access to physical therapy is second to none. Plus, Snap Fitness is also inside with 2 floors of gym equipment and sports enhancement training through A-Game Sports Performance. So whether you're needing hands-on physical therapy or looking to get results in our gym, our family's ready to help yours. Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness. Multiple services, multiple locations. Experience you can count on.
Make your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership. Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive, just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
My car was totaled and I had just had it 8 months.
Every case is different and every case is important.
I just felt comfortable knowing they were taking care of stuff.
Our most important job is to take care of everything so you can focus on recovery.
They made me feel like I was special, like they were working just one-on-one with me.
Carol's case mattered. We like to take care of our own.
I did matter to them.
Call Farmer Klein and Cam, because around here,
you matter.
Call 346-5990. The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
28-17, Greater Beckley Christian leading Charleston Catholic here at halftime. Chris Kidd here with you, with Joe Mounts here as our engineer, with Cam Strobel, our cameraman for tonight's broadcast. Again, it's number 3 Charleston Catholic against number 5 Greater Beckley, and the second quarter was just all Greater Beckley Christian, outscoring Charleston Catholic 21-6. And just an impressive offensive display, knocking down a pair of threes, but really getting most of their work done on the interior as Christian Krunich and Isaiah Harrison have started to take over this game, as they've got 13 points between them. Isaiah Harrison with 9 of those. Then you have Thad Jordan with 7 points, Elijah Edwards, with 5 points, Krunich with 4 points, and Caden Smallwood with 3 points. On the other end for Charleston Catholic, they just went ice cold in the second quarter. You've got Aiden Satterfield, Marshall Pyle, and Garrett Ware all with 4 points, followed by Thomas Blades with 3 points, and then Zion Sudduth with 2 points. Again, Sudduth's defense was tremendous in the first half, as was Charleston Catholic's. Again, you hold Greater Beckley to 28 points in the first half. That is a tremendous achievement, but Charleston Catholic's going to have to find their offense here in the second half. On the other end, Greater Beckley showing why they're getting a lot of looks as maybe even the best team in Class Single A right now, because of the different variations of offense they can go to, the fact they've got so much experience, so many scores. Again, Greater Beckley has 3 players that average in double figures, and Edwards at 14.8, Jordan at 12.7, Harrison at 14.3, and then Smallwood's at 8.5, and Hoskins is at 7.4. So you've got scores all over the floor, and that doesn't even count Krunich coming off the bench as well. So a lot of different weapons for this Crusaders ball club, and now Charleston Catholic going to have one of their biggest tests of the season to see how they can shut them down and try and chip away at this lead here in the third quarter, or can Greater Beckley continue what they did yesterday and then just blow out Webster County, the defending Class A state champions? Could they do it to the number 3 team in the state? We're going to find out here in about 2 minutes as we get set to go back to action here from Greater Beckley Christian High School, as you are watching Greater Beckley and Charleston Catholic with us right here live on Video Productions.
Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
I'm Tanya Crubb, Director of Acute Inpatient Rehab, Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Wright, Surgical Podiatrist from Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
I'm Romel Mitchell, Executive Secretary, Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Thank you for trusting your care at
Logan Regional Medical Center,
always here for you.
Make your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership. Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive, just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
Start of quarter number 3 here from Charleston Catholic and Greater Beckley, as we are in Beckley, West Virginia. Chris Kidd here with you. Alongside me, Joe Mounts, our engineer, with Cam Strobel, our camera operator, as it'll be Charleston Catholic with the ball to start quarter number 3, going right to left across your television and computer screen, as Greater Beckley will go left to right. And they started out right with a 3-pointer from Aiden Satterfield, as he can get going in a hurry. He's got 7 points now, and Charleston Catholic going to go full court pressure. Pass over to Edwards, able to get across the timeline, gets by Satterfield, drives in, kicks it out to Smallwood. Smallwood penetrates out to Edwards. He'll take a straight on 3, and he'll answer right back. Elijah Edwards with his 8th point and his second 3. So Charleston Catholic clearly going to try and apply more pressure here and see if they can force Greater Beckley into some turnovers. But again, this very senior-laden team in Greater Beckley going to be difficult to see if they can get the ball away from them like they have so many other teams this year. So just like that, the lead back up to 11 as they get it back to Satterfield. Over on the right side, trying to get free, but now into the corner for Sudduth. He'll dribble into the center, puts up a tough floater and gets it to go. Zion Sudduth, he's got 4 points now. So right out of the break, 3 straight possessions of scoring. Edwards over on the right side. Oh, and he gets called for a palming call. Looks like he wanted to try and dish that off to Krunich, but at the last second changed his mind, and that'll be a turnover against the Crusaders. Charleston Catholic down by 9 with possession. It's Marshall Pyle on the left wing, gets it up top for Ware. Now they work it around the perimeter, trying to get set up here. Satterfield flashes, but nothing there. Go back to Ware, now back to Sudduth. Top of the key, gets a screen. He'll take the long jumper, and he buries a straight-on three. So we said that Charleston Catholic's offense has to waken up here in the second half, and they've scored more points in the first minute 45 than they did all of the second quarter. Can Edwards answer back again? This time he's off. Krunic, though, there with a rebound, and he'll put it back up and in. Christian Krunic with 6 points now for the game. 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter, and it's been a quick pace thus far. As Sudduth, Charleston Catholic scored on every possession thus far here in the second half. This time Sudduth short, rebounded by Pyle. Nice cut by Satterfield, but he misses the floater, rebounded by Jordan. Jordan up against Blades again. Blades, tough defender, gets by him. Out to Krunic. Thought we might see a step back three for the big man for a second. Now they go down to Hairston. He goes in strong, and Isaiah Hairston able to finish. He's into double figures now at 11 points, and a timeout by Coach Hunter Moles. A full timeout, so we'll step aside as well. Back after this, as you are watching Greater Beckley Christian and Charleston Catholic basketball right here on Video Productions.
You know, when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose, to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
Back to action here from Greater Beckley Christian High School. Chris Kidd here with you. Joe Mounts, our engineer, and Cam Strobel, our cameraman for tonight's broadcast. As Charleston Catholic trailing Greater Beckley Christian by 10 with 5:20 to go in the third in this matchup between two top 5 teams in single A. Blades on the right wing, now to Satterfield. He'll give it off to Ware. We talked about Charleston Catholic's defense. Greater Beckley's defense has been just as outstanding here this evening. They've really put the clamps down on Charleston Catholic. Again, both these teams coming in averaging 68 points per game. But both have had their difficulties at different stretches tonight. Now here's Satterfield. Tough three, top of the key, and misses. Rebounded by Hairston. He'll bring it up the left side. Again, such a good touch and handle for him. You know, a lot like Obina and Achille Killam with Chapmanville. Again, the big man can get up and down the floor and take it himself when need be. He's underneath Krunic and got the chair pulled out from under him that time by Pyle as he got out of the way, and Krunic travels with it to give it back to the Irish. Now Greater Beckley will put on some token pressure in the backcourt as Sudduth will bring it up. He'll swing it over and out of bounds as Satterfield caught it right near the bench, but was out of bounds on the sideline. So back over to Greater Beckley with the 10-point lead. These next 4 minutes of this quarter are going to be so crucial. Will Greater Beckley be able to extend this lead, or can Charleston Catholic cut it down to a manageable margin by the time of start of quarter number 4? They got it down to 6 earlier this quarter, but 2 back-to-back buckets by Greater Beckley brings it back to 10, and now it swells to 12 as Smallwood takes it all the way to the basket and lays it in. He's got 5 points and the lead back up to a dozen. Down low to Ware. Ware going up against Hairston. Can't get it to go, but he gets the third foul on Isaiah Hairston. So that's a huge call with 3:50 left here in the third quarter. If we take a look here on our instant replay, the drive by Smallwood, and there you see it looked like Blades was anticipating maybe that kick out to Jordan for 3, and you have to respect that with Jordan's ability from the outside. But Smallwood doing the great thing there, faking the pass and taking it himself as Ware misses on the first attempt. So let's see if they stick with Hairston here. It appears they're going to. Again, Coach Helton gambled in the first half and kept Hairston on the floor when he picked up his second foul early on. So he's going to stick with his man here as Ware hits the second. He's got 5 points now. Now you do get a substitutions, and it's going to be Hoskins checking in. And it will be for Hairston. So they are going to put Hairston on the bench here with these 3 fouls. Hoskins comes back in with 3 fouls of his own. So this could be an interesting couple of minutes here for Greater Beckley as Smallwood drives in, feeds it off to Krunich, and he's fouled on the way in as Sudduth hits the deck. And again, running into Krunich just like running into a brick wall whenever you go into him again. Just 6'8", and it's 6'8" that's thick as well. You know, it's not just, 6'8", tall and skinny and lanky. I mean, he is 6'8" thick. So he is very difficult to handle on the inside. That's why I said once he gets his low post game together and starts being able to hit a lot of those short-range shots, he is going to be a nightmare for defenders. As that shot off by Edwards, but Krunich keeps it alive again, and Jordan takes it back into the corner. Fadeaway 3, no good, but there's Krunich again on the offensive boards. Down low, what a pass to Jordan, but they're going to say on the floor a foul first. And the big man has got some touch on his passes. We've seen several here tonight that he's fit into tight windows, and right there another one as Jordan went for could have been a massive 3 at that fall, but right there, wow, look at that vision by Krunich finding Jordan underneath. What a look. Just a small window to fit that into, and he was able to do so. As they get the foul on Mark Spiegel, that's going to be number 3 on him. Jordan, 3 on the way, and Thad Jordan with his second 3 of the game, and it's the largest lead of the night for Greater Beckley at 40-26. And Hunter Moles desperately trying to stop the bleeding right now as he'll burn a 30-second timeout with 3:16 to go in the third quarter. Again, they were able to close it to 6 with Charleston Catholic with that quick spurt here early in the third quarter. But Greater Beckley, with all this senior leadership and athleticism and size, have just been able to push back and bring this lead up to its largest thus far of the game at 40-26. And Christian Krunich has been a massive part of that in this contest. He's got 6 points, but how many key rebounds, how many key offensive rebounds, how many second and third possessions has he given Greater Beckley tonight? Again, it was just a great move by Brian Helton in the middle of the first quarter, and late in the first quarter actually, to go to his double big man lineup with Krunich and Hairston on the floor. As we didn't see Krunich play this many minutes last night, didn't see him play this many minutes at the Phenom Classic in Chapmanville, but here tonight he's got called on big time, and he has delivered here through the first 2.5 quarters of this game. And now Charleston Catholic trying to find an answer here, trailing it by 14 as Minardi into the game at point for the Irish. So he'll bring it into the center for Spiegel. Spiegel at the free throw line looking for help. Cut off. Gives it to Pyle now. He'll shovel it over to Satterfield. He'll step back for 3. No good. Long rebound out to Pyle. Pyle takes it to the right side, but again with Krunich on the inside, just so difficult to find any openings. But Sudduth tries to create one, puts up a tough shot. No good. Gets his own rebound back. Blocked from behind by Krunich. And let's see what they get here on this. Oh. And if they got Krunich on that, I think they got the wrong man. It looked like he had a clean block from behind. Okay, they didn't get it on Krunich. They got it on Smallwood. But yeah, here you see the extra effort. And there you do see the bump on the back end of that. But Krunich, yeah, he had a clean block on the other end, but the foul going against Smallwood. As Sudduth able to knock down the first free throw. He's got 8 points now for the game. Second free throw rattles home. He's now got 9 as the lead back down to 12, and Sudduth with a steal. Into the corner. Big 3 if it goes. No good. Rebound knocked down as crashing to the deck hard was Smallwood that time. But thankfully, or actually Hoskins was the one that hit the deck hard. Thankfully, he pops back up. But yeah, he took a very hard fall after that missed shot as it'll go over to Greater Beckley. But again, Sudduth with yet another steal. I mean, how many has he had tonight? He's got to be approaching 7 or 8 at this point. They get it into the left corner for Hoskins. Dribbles out, kicks it out for Smallwood. 3 no good, but who else there on the offensive boards but Krunich? And he's hacked underneath with 2:27 left here in the third quarter. And right now, Charleston Catholic, they've got some size, but it just doesn't matter at the moment with how big and strong Krunich is down on the low block. I mean, the kid's just been able to stand still and tear rebounds away. And with that big frame, he's been able to box people out very effectively as Jordan baseline jumper no good. And there's another tip out by Krunich. Over to Jordan, tip pass over to Hoskins. Dribbles in, he'll feed the big man. He's double teamed. What a pass to Jordan. Can't get the layup to fall, however. Taken out by Minardi as Hoskins hits the deck. No foul called as Minardi trying to get by this maze of defenders. Kicks it out. Pyle, 3 on the way. There's a big one for Charleston Catholic as Marshall Pyle with his second 3 of the game and his 7th point. 40-31 with 1:50 to go here in the third. Now almost turned over, still loose, and it will be a turnover as it'll go over to Charleston Catholic with 1:47 left. We said they needed a spurt, and now they are on one, and here comes Isaiah Harrison back in, so this will be a hold-your-breath moment for Greater Beckley Christian as he's got 3 fouls. But Coach Brian Helton can sense Charleston Catholic on a run right now and doesn't want the chance leaving his star on the bench with those 3 fouls. But if he picks up number 4 by the end of this quarter, it could backfire quickly. As Minardi drives in, now gives it to Satterfield, drives up and under, can't get it to go, tip back up, fought for, and a tie-up. And right there it was. You almost thought Harrison might have picked up his 4th on that one, but they get the tie-up and it will go over to the Crusaders. As Coach Moles, I think, was hoping that would be an over-the-back call, but doesn't get it. Pass intercepted by Satterfield. Kicks it underneath. Pyle had it knocked loose, but gets it back, and a travel on Pyle. And that'll give it back to Greater Beckley. So Charleston Catholic's been able to get a couple of opportunities off of steals here, but unable to convert off of the turnovers. As Edwards now breaks free across midcourt, over to the left corner, back over to Edwards, had it knocked away. Pyle trying to save it, and a push called. And it looks like it's going to go against Edwards. So another key defensive play here by the Irish as they try and claw back from a 14-point deficit. That'll be number 2 on Edwards. Pyle inbound from in front of the Greater Beckley bench. We've got 1:15 left in the third. Minardi lost it, and we get a whistle and a travel call against Charleston Catholic. And Coach Moles is furious right now, and he's close to getting a technical as he walks back down his bench, and now he starts back in again on the official. Both coaches have had their moments here tonight where they've not been happy. Now Edwards with it, he stumbles, but able to keep his feet. Gives it over to Jordan on the left wing, now down to Harrison. Drives in hard, it might get tied up here, and it is. Tie up, gives it back to the Irish. And you see why these are 2 top 5 teams. Again, the intensity right now on the floor just off the charts. And there you saw Minardi went down. You can see Coach Moles unhappy at the top of the screen that time. And now another chance for Charleston Catholic to cut into this lead. Minardi misses on the way in, taken away by Smallwood. His pass knocked away by Sudduth and out of bounds. And that kid is just everywhere on the defensive end. This is the kid that doesn't just defend you on the court. I said he's going to be under your bed and your sheets everywhere this evening. He just flies around like no other in the state that we've seen throughout this year. But now a 9-point lead. Can Greater Beckley settle things down here and get a bucket before the end of the third quarter? It was an 11-point lead at the half for the Crusaders after the Irish had a 4-point lead after 1. They get it back out as they try and work clock, and right now the possession arrow is in Greater Beckley Christian's favor, so at the moment, barring another tie-up, they would get the ball to start quarter number 4 as well. Get it over to Jordan, had a look, but they're going to work the clock down here with 14 seconds, but stripped from behind. Up ahead for Sudduth, giving chases Harrison. He's got to be careful. Layup is good for Sudduth, and the lead is down to 7. 5 seconds left. Crossing midcourt and fouled is Smallwood with 4.3 seconds to go. And right there, you had a 3-on-1 break for the Irish. Harrison kept charging in. And if you were Greater Beckley, you had to be scared to death he might end up committing an N1 foul there. As Blades will check back in, as Sudduth will go get an extra breather as he's put in a lot of work here in the third quarter. So now here's the inbound with 4.3. Edwards over to his left, dumps it down low but deflected, and that will end the third quarter of play. So Charleston Catholic, after trailing by as much as 14 in the third, they've cut the lead in half as we head to quarter number 4. Back after this as you are watching Greater Beckley Christian and Charleston Catholic basketball right here on Video Productions.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
Make your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership, Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive. Just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
Start of quarter number 4 here from Greater Beckley Christian High School. Chris Kidd here with you, with Joe Mounts, our engineer, and Cam Strobel, our cameraman. As what an intense ball game this has been on both sides of the floor. And it's Greater Beckley still holding a 7-point advantage. Again, it was Charleston Catholic ahead by 4 at the end of 1. But that 21-6 second quarter by Greater Beckley still the difference right now. But Charleston Catholic able to outscore them by 4 here in the third quarter as Harrison goes to work. Can't finish on the left side, but they're going to get a foul underneath against the Irish. And it looks like it'll go against Marshall Pyle. And that'll be the second on him here this evening. That'll send Harrison to the free throw line. Team foul number 5 against Charleston Catholic, 3 against Greater Beckley. As you saw there, the quick step by Harrison as he gets the free throw to go. He's got 12 points now for the game. And just that quick move back the inside, and he's just so good at moving inside, outside, however he needs to get himself free. And now a chance to push this lead back up to 9. In and out, no good. There's Krunich on the board, but they're going to get him for an over-the-back call. That'll be, well, they gave the team foul on the wrong side, but that'll be number 1 against Krunich. They gave that foul to Charleston Catholic. It's actually over to Greater Beckley. So now pass over to Blades, trailing by 8. Here in the early stages of the fourth, Krunich almost picked his pocket. Now they get it back over to Minardi. Minardi at the top of the key. 7:33 to go in the fourth quarter. Minardi gets it over on the left wing for Pyle. Pyle into the middle. Kicks it over to Blades in the corner. Blades, who had a 3 early on in this game, been shut out since. Minardi throws up a wild shot, no good. Tipped up by Spiegel, saved out, and goes into the hands of Satterfield. Satterfield couldn't get the shot off and blocked by Krunich. Here comes Jordan up the left side. Pyle on him. Jordan gets free all the way inside, reverses hands and misses. There's Krunich, though, on the putback. He's got 8 points. Back up to a double-digit lead for Greater Beckley. Minardi in the left corner, puts up a tough shot. Can't get it to go, but he'll go to the free throw line with 6:52 to go. Let's see who they get this foul on. That's going to go against Edwards. That's going to be his 3rd foul. It's Minardi. Hasn't scored yet here tonight off the bench and misses on the first free throw. And Charleston Catholic has left a decent amount of points at the free throw line tonight. That is their 6th miss overall, as they are 4 of 10 from the charity stripe. Minardi able to hit the second free throw, cuts it back to a single-digit game at 43-34. Edwards pass intercepted by Blades, puts it up, rolls out, no good, and Harrison gets the rebound. There's another missed opportunity for the Irish off the turnover. They've had quite a few here tonight. Now loose ball underneath And Minardi and company diving all over it, and the possession arrow will go back over to Charleston Catholic. The defensive intensity on both ends has just been off the charts here in the second half. Charleston Catholic fighting to try and close this deficit down. They got as close as 6 at the start of the third quarter before the lead ballooned to 14 again. But now down to 9 here in the early stages of the fourth as Sudduth gets to the free throw line and cut off. Finds Blades on the right wing, now over to Pyle. Pyle trying to set things up, gets by inside, counted in the foul for Marshall Pyle as he'll go to the line and a chance to cut this to a 2-possession game. And let's see who the foul calls on here. That's going to go against Krunich. That'll be number 2 on him. That's Pyle for the game with 9 points. Looking for double digits here. As it's down to 6. This is close as Charleston Catholic's been since the midway point of the second quarter. Edwards over to Jordan, drives left baseline and fouled from behind. So 6:02 to go here in the ball game. I believe that puts Greater Beckley into the 1-1. I think, yeah, right now, okay, yeah, now they are fixing the call that was missed earlier. Again, they added that extra team foul to Greater Beckley's side, or to Charleston Catholic side, excuse me, when it shouldn't have been. So now it's 16 fouls against Charleston Catholic, but now a big turnover there as it just went through the hands of Edwards and out of bounds. So with 5:57 to go, Charleston Catholic now another opportunity to get even closer. Sudduth across the timeline, gives it to Pyle. Guarded by Krunich at the top of the key. Pyle will drive in, bounce pass underneath, off the leg of Hairston, and then a foul on Ware after the fact. So they tried to fit that into a tight window. And it looked like just almost a goalie save that time by Hairston as it went off his, looked like his knee almost, and over to Jordan. So now we'll go to the other end to shoot a 1-on-1 here for Thad Jordan, who's got 10 points on the evening and averages 12.7 points per game, does the senior, but misses on the 1-on-1. So now here comes Sudduth up the floor. Now that's the 6th miss from the line as well for Greater Beckley Christian on the evening. As Sudduth into the middle and a 5-second call. Good defense by Smallwood, hanging with Sudduth the entire way, and it'll give it back over to Greater Beckley. Again, this fourth quarter hasn't had much of a flow to it thus far. We've had a lot of loose balls and fouls in the early onset. But Hoskins up top for Smallwood, 5:15 remaining in the fourth. He'll give it over to Edwards. Edwards on the right wing. Now Greater Beckley trying to settle into their offense after it's been hectic. Minardi almost with a steal, but it'll stay with the Crusaders. And once again, this Charleston Catholic team just very good at anticipating passes and getting into the passing lanes, and that's why Minardi's on the floor right now. He creates a lot of havoc on the defensive end. As Satterfield's still on the bench right now, the leading scorer for Charleston Catholic. They go down low for Hairston, back out to Edwards. As he swings it around to Smallwood, drives up the middle, and fouled on the way in. We'll see who they get this foul on. That'll be team foul number 8 against Charleston Catholic. And they're going to get Marshall Pyle on the foul. That'll be number 3 on him. You see there the good take by Smallwood. Notice the middle was open and challenged up amongst the trees, and he's able to get the first free throw to go. Smallwood now with 6 points for the game. Averages 8.5 points per game on the year. And had 21 points yesterday in the win over Webster County, 109-70. Second free throw through as well, and now Brian Helton wants a full timeout with 4:51 to play in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside as well as you are watching Greater Beckley and Charleston Catholic basketball with us right here on Video Productions.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
4:51 remaining here in the fourth quarter as number 3 Charleston Catholic trails number 5 Greater Beckley Christian by 8. Chris Kidd here with you with Joe Mounts, our engineer, and Cam Strobel on camera here tonight for this key Class A matchup. These two teams could very likely see each other later on in the year as well. But as we said, if both were to make it to Charleston, this game could have major implications on seeding as well once they get there. Right now, they both look like bigger teams that could be on their way to Charleston later on this year for the Civic Center. Minardi out front, pass gets away. Fighting for it is Hairston, and we're going to get a foul. And if this is Hairston, this could be 4 on him. Let's see who they get it on. And it's going to go against Hairston. That will be number 4 on him with 4:32 remaining. So a huge call there. Now let's see if they stay with him. They're going to send him to the bench here as Krunich will check back in. That'll also put Charleston Catholic into the 1-and-1 as that sends Pyle to the free throw line. With the fouls starting to mount up on both sides here as you've got Spiegel, Pyle with 3 for Charleston Catholic. You've got Edwards with 3, Hoskins with 3, and now Hairston with 4. It's a big 1-and-1 here for the Irish, but in and out no good. Rebounded by Krunich as Hoskins brings it up the floor. Double team, kicks it out. Pyle gets his hands on it, able to save it. Lost his footing, now has to try and save it. Somehow finds Satterfield, goes up and under the rim, gets it to Blades. Blades had it knocked away and out to Smallwood. Taken away by the Crusaders as Smallwood stops, pops a 3. Big bucket there for the Crusaders as Caden Smallwood buries it from deep. He's got 10 for the game as Sudduth somehow throws that in. Off balance and all, gets it to fall. 48-39, under 4 minutes to play. Krunich in the middle, under duress, and he's going to be fouled at midcourt as Blades kept trying to rip at the ball and get it free. Let's see who they get on the foul, and it will be Blades. That'll be his first. They'll send Krunich to the line where he's 2 of 4 here this evening with 8 points. Again, the rebounding has just been outstanding from him tonight, and there's the soft touch from the 6'8 junior. Again, averaging 4.6 points per game, and he's got 9 here tonight. 1 more point, and he'll definitely have a double-double for the evening. Lead back up to 11. 50-39 as Pyle over to Satterfield. They need this, in and out, won't go. Rebounded by Hoskins with 3:45 to go. It's Greater Beckley trying to make a statement here tonight that they feel they are the top team in Class Single A. And right now they're 3:35 away from making a huge statement, and Brian Helton wants a timeout here with 3:33 to go in the fourth quarter. It'll be a 30 seconds. We'll step aside for that as well and be back right after this on Video Productions. Without a doubt.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
out of the 30-second timeout. Greater Beckley Christian with the ball and an 11-point lead. Chris Kidd here with you this evening as Jordan goes down to Harrison, and we get a whistle and going to be a foul on Charleston Catholic. As Harrison back into the game with those 4 fouls, but with only 3:21 to go, we're going to go with it and chance it at this point, as they're going to get that foul on Marshall Pyle, and that's going to be number 4 on him. It was almost a charge on that play too. And if so, that would have been number 5 on Harrison, but instead he sinks the first free throw. So that's 13 points now for the 6'4" senior. Greater Beckley Christian took Charleston Catholic's best punch thus far here in the fourth quarter as the Irish got it down to 6. Had a great opportunity to get it down to 4, but were unable to convert. And now Greater Beckley has pushed the lead back up to 12. Blades, pull-up jumper inside, no good, off his hands, but Minardi there with the rebound. Over to Sudduth. Does Charleston Catholic have one more push left in them? No good on the 3, and a foul by Sudduth on the rebound. As Sudduth picks up his 3rd, and Greater Beckley will march to the other end to shoot more free throws. Actually, that's going to be number 4 on Sudduth. So you got 4 on Sudduth, 4 on Pyle now. And with these free throws, Greater Beckley just continues to inch further and further away from the Irish. Smallwood's first is up and through. That's now 11 points on the evening for Smallwood. As the lone sophomore in this starting lineup has stepped up big here again this evening, but misses on the second attempt, 52-39. Pyle kicks it out, Sudduth, 3 from the wing, no good, but gets his own rebound back. Looking for help, gets it out top for Minardi. Now to Satterfield, straight on 3, well off the mark, no good. And now we get a whistle and a tie-up, and it'll go over to Greater Beckley with 2:48 to go. As Harrison will check back in now on the offensive end. Hoskins will check out. But if Greater Beckley goes on to hang on here, this will be their 9th win in their last 10 games. Again, their only loss coming against AAA town rival Woodrow Wilson in that stretch. As that pass tipped away, but it'll stay with the Crusaders. This Greater Beckley team has just been red hot as of late, trying to get back to the state tournament and win that elusive state title. Again, 3 of those trophies, or 4 rather, sit in Charleston Catholic's trophy case in 2000, 2006, 2007, and 2012. And Greater Beckley wanting one of their own, and a lot of people feel like they've got the team to do it this year. And here tonight, they've put a lot of the state and Class Single A on notice with the way that they've been able to pull away from Charleston Catholic despite taking a big punch from them on several different occasions in this game as Minardi commits the foul. Now send Edwards to the free throw line. As he misses, it's a 2-shot foul, however. It's Greater Beckley in the double bonus. Harrison will now check back out. Hoskins check back in on the defensive end. Again, it's a Charleston Catholic team that beat Willing Central at Willing Central about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, as Edwards gets the second to go. Pass up ahead, Sudduth able to snag it. Out to Pyle, so whenever a lot of people take a look at this score, I think you're going to have a big shakeup at the top of Class Single A. In Williamstown, still the only undefeated team left there. Willing Central at number 2, but now you've got Greater Beckley at number 5, making a huge statement here tonight as Blades misses on the 3, and then a loose ball foul with 1:57 to go. And that'll put Charleston Catholic at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. As it looked like they're going to get Krunich on this, and it will be. And I believe that's 3 on Krunich. They've got him for 2 up on the board, unless they changed a foul earlier. But now here comes Harrison back in. That's Pyle. Missed on a 1-and-1 a moment ago. He's got 10 points for the game. Krunich will stay in. Come down low as well with Harrison. Pyle able to sink the front end of the 1-and-1. 53-40. Greater Beckley a minute 57 away from a big win against number 3 Charleston Catholic, unless something crazy were to happen here in the last 2 minutes. As Pyle able to hit on the second, 53-41. Charleston Catholic still applying full court pressure as they get it into Edwards, and a push. And even the official trying to tell Blades and Pyle what they can and can't do on that. Evidently, by the reaction of the official, it's not the first time he's explained it tonight, as Blades picks up his second foul. Would have been 5 on Pyle had it been him. And Charleston Catholic just trying to extend this game as much as they can, but right now it just seems like you're staring at the inevitable that could be coming. They trail at 53-41 with 1:55 to go, and Edwards now into double figures with 10 points. Hairston goes back out, Hoskins back in. They continue to interchange offense and defense. Edwards' second free throw through as well. So now if you're Greater Beckley, you just don't want to foul on this end and give Charleston Catholic a chance to score again. It's been a free throw contest here in the fourth quarter, and there it is again. And again, right there, if you're Greater Beckley, you just got to play a little bit smarter in those situations. Again, with a 14-point lead, you're stopping the clock and giving Charleston Catholic opportunities to cut into this lead. And there you see, again, it's been a hard defensive game on both ends, so it's hard to pull back the reins at this moment, but there's number 4 on Elijah Edwards. Minardi able to hit on the free throw. But it's just another chance here for Charleston Catholic to inch a little closer. Second free throw by Minardi rolls off, and Krunic there with another rebound. He takes a few dribbles and finds Smallwood. Smallwood dribbles up ahead, gets it to Hairston in the right corner. He'll kick it back out top. Edwards, he thought about pulling up for that three. Instead gives it off to Jordan, back over to Edwards as they'll play keep away now from Minardi and Blades. Back to Jordan, back to Edwards. He tries to get by and does so. Charleston Catholic appears to be trying to foul. Lob pass cross court for Smallwood as Greater Beckley running some of this clock off. Charleston Catholic trying to give chase here, but it's a 13-point lead as they shovel it over to Smallwood with 1:13 to go. Now to Jordan, and Jordan tried to be fouled by Minardi, but they didn't give it. Now they do foul Smallwood with 1:07 to go. And Greater Beckley, great job that time playing keep away. And Smallwood will go back to the charity stripe. He's got 11 points on the evening. He is 4 of 6 from the free throw line. First free throw good. So 56-42. Smallwood able to increase the lead now to 15, the largest lead of the game for Greater Beckley Christian. As they get it up to Blades, he'll take a three off the mark, rebounded by Smallwood, and he's wrapped up by Minardi with 58.2 seconds left. And now it's at the point, if you're Charleston Catholic, you might just want to call off the dogs and call it an evening, as Greater Beckley Christian with a 15-point lead and really just boat race the Irish in that second quarter to help open up this lead in that 21-6 second quarter, proving to be the difference in this contest as Smallwood goes back and hits on the first. We said this Greater Beckley team can explode on the offensive end and do it in a hurry as Smallwood can't get the roll on the second. Rebound comes down to Pyle. 55 seconds to go. Pyle over to Satterfield. Satterfield out the top of the key trying to get by Jordan, able to drive inside. Layup is good. Satterfield now with 9 points for the game. 40 seconds to go. His pass tipped away. Tried to be saved by Satterfield, able to do so. And now with 37.5 seconds to go, looks like a foul here against Greater Beckley Christian. So we'll send Blades back to the free throw line. Again, Greater Beckley Christian shot 19 free throws here in the fourth quarter. This will be free throws 9 and 10 for Charleston Catholic. As Blade's able to hit on the first. He's got 4 points on the evening as Harrison will check back in. And these two teams won't meet again in the regular season. That second free throw good. Blades with 5 points on the evening. Charleston Catholic will take on Webster County tomorrow night as they'll host them as there's a turnover. Taken away with 30 seconds to play. Satterfield trying to keep it in bounds, and you hear Coach Helton screaming, "Don't foul," as Satterfield misses on a three. Krunich gets the rebound, has Harrison up ahead. Harrison gets behind everyone, drives in and lays it in. And that will be the nail in the coffin here with 13 seconds to go as Satterfield hits a three to close the margin, but it won't be enough as Greater Beckley Christian, with an impressive showing here on their home floor, they knock off the number 3 team in Class Single A, 60-49, to move to 10-3 on the season. As we'll run through our scoring recap. Well, first let's go to our player of the game, if we've got it ready here with Joe. Again, we're going to go again. Christian Krunich had a big game, but again, Caden Smallwood, a big-time fourth quarter overall. Ended up with 9 points in the fourth quarter, had 14 for the game. And Caden Smallwood, our Farmer, Klein, and Campbell player of the game. And again, the sophomore, just a big-time three in that fourth quarter to help stymie the momentum of Charleston Catholic and create some separation and help give Greater Beckley Christian this key win. As you look at it, 4 of the 5 starters in double figures here tonight for Greater Beckley, as you had Harrison leading the way with 15, Smallwood with 14, Edwards with 11, Jordan with 10, and Christian Krunich. Again, just an outstanding game by him, a double-double with 10 points as well in the game. Then as we go over and add up on the other side, again, you had Zion Sutoff with 13 points. You had Aiden Satterfield with 12 points. You had Marshall Pyle with 12 points. Thomas Blades finished with 5 points. Garrett Ware with 5 points. And rounding out the scoring was Anthony Minardi with 2 points on the evening. Again, just a fun and entertaining game here tonight. A lot of intensity, but it's Greater Beckley Christian staking their claim as one of the top teams in Class Single A as they defend home court and knock off Charleston Catholic 60-49 here this evening. And again, stay with us. We'll be back this week with more high school basketball action. Again, I'll be with you from the Armory here in Beckley on Thursday night as the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles take on the Cabell Midland Ball Club coming into the Armory. So join me and Bob Boland as we'll be there with the call starting at 7:30 with the tip-off from the Armory. But for now, we will say goodnight here from Greater Beckley Christian. So for Cam Strobel, excuse me. I had said Mark Spiegel too many times tonight. But for Cam Strobel on camera, for Joe Mounts, I'm Chris Kidd saying so long from Greater Beckley Christian High School as you have been watching Greater Beckley and Charleston Catholic basketball with us right here on Video Productions.